I think everybody knows by now, people, whether it's Sky Sports, David Ornstein, Hand of Arsenal, Fabrizio Romano, Morgan Rogers is allegedly Arsenal's top target. Sky Sports have said he's our top target for where the forward position is concerned, and an approach to Aston Villa is expected. Morgan Rogers is expected to cost 100 plus million, given the sales of Elliot Anderson to Manchester City and Sandro Tonali, obviously, to Tottenham Hotspurs. In fact, I'm not sorry. Earlier today, you would have seen Fabrizio Romano say Arsenal are now set to accelerate on Morgan Rogers' deal. Top target as new winger, as always mentioned. Talks already advanced on player side and separate case from Zolis, who is we've agreed a fee, medicals, and that's pending. Always wanted both. No talks for Bacola so far. Focus on Rogers. Do you not really genuinely feel we can get Gomares and Rogers? Can I throw Alvarez into the mix, people? And then the hand of Arsenal has said that Arsenal and Aston Villa are engaging in club-to-club talks for the transfer of Morgan Rogers. Senior members from both clubs are in direct contact. Personal terms are no issue. That's music to my ears, because obviously Sky Sports and that ain't said it. But if Aston Villa and Arsenal are officially engaging in talks, that means we're closer to an agreement. That's more than you look at Bruno Gomares, for the chatter and clamour around that. It's via intermediaries. Personal terms don't seem to be an issue. You know, to be fair, we did hear once England's World Cup campaign is over, which technically it's not, third place playoff against France, that this would commence. And bro, for me, Morgan Rogers, I don't care if he plays in the 10 left wing. He's chaotic. He's Premier League proven. I know. And again, I'd love to know your thoughts on Morgan Rogers. I'm not saying he's going to walk on water and things, but I really do believe in this signing. I think off the ball, Mikel Arteta is going to love him. And I think Odegaard and Eze, not to say people are going to get sold because we need competition in that. You don't buck up your ideas, he's going to take that role. Obviously, if you were to name Mikel Arteta's strongest 11 and yours or my strongest 11, the left-hand side is probably where Rodgers is going to get in. Like, that's the easiest place to slip him in. And if I'm honest, I know everything will be spoken about Eze, Rodgers, Odegaard, who plays. But, you know, I'm not expecting mad rotations for 38 games. But could you imagine if we got them all on the pitch, what they could do, like what Wenger used to do? And again, when you talk about Rodgers, I feel he could be an option in midfield, like where you see Zubamendi, Lewis Skelly, Rice, all of these guys play. Obviously, the Odegaard role, as I keep calling it, the 10, the 8.5, that's him. Left-hand side, he could play. I keep saying it. And he did get an assist in England's last World Cup game. He can play off that right. If it's not Bukayo Saka or Dalman, I'm trying to explore Morgan Rogers. Big up, Noni. There's games for you, but I mean, come on. So this is music to my ears. You know, we can't get excited until we see fees agrees, medicals done, people holding shirts, all of these things. But it's a step in the right direction. It's a statement signing within itself. And for me, Rogers and Gomares are level raisers, if I'm honest. I know not everybody agrees, but I want him, man. I want him. In other news, Elijah Upson, son of Matthew Upson, has signed his Arsenal contract. An official announcement is expected in the coming days. So we have got a centre-half. Obviously, it's going to be for the 21s. We wish him all the best in that regards. Zolis, who, again, you would have seen yesterday, a fee was agreed with Club Brugge. Christos Zolis has been omitted from the Club Brugge squad for their friendly against Herivin. I can never say that, but the Dutch club. The player will travel to London this weekend to undergo his medical at Arsenal, people. Apparently, owing to the Saliba stuff, Arsenal are preparing a bid for Konza. It's thought that there's a significant gap in valuation between Arsenal and Aston Villa at this stage. You see me, people, I'm only speaking for myself. Confirm the Morgan Rogers thing, then start trying to do what you can. But you know what? I'm having Konza as a deputy or someone in the squad. You can play right back, you can play centre half. We're going to miss Saliba for a significant period of time. You know, we're seeing everything from 3 to 5 months. Could come back earlier, could come back later. Small hope that there is no surgery. But yeah, there's a lot of football to be played. We need someone like this. Obviously, Saliba gets fit. Konza's a squad player, but he's English. He's a London lad. Apparently, we've got admiration for him. Can play right back, can play right centre half. I'm all for it. Again, the valuation. Again, it's not my money. I know you're not going to get him for 35 million because the market's crazy, but 35, 40 million, I'm on that. When you're seeing 50 plus, considering he's got 2 years left in his deal, I'm not really on it. I know it can't always work like that, but we've been linked with quote-unquote household name centre-backs in the last 2 years. So we have had an eye on maybe, you know, the long-term fitness of Saliba and Gabriel. Gurhi comes to mind. Obviously plays for City now. Howson's gone to Real Madrid. Was linked with all of them. Last summer, we pivoted, and obviously when I got Mascara, couldn't tell you who, couldn't tell you where, but surely this could be a thing where scouts do their jobs. Now, admittedly, obviously before Saliba broke down half an hour into the France game against Spain, I wanted a Timber Tomiyasu centre-half, or defender, apologies, that can play centre-half, left and right back. I'm not going to lie, with Saliba, I've kind of changed my thinking. I more want a centre-half that's able to play right back, or if there's a right back that could play centre-half, like what you've got Timber and White. So we'll have to see, man. And it's even a weird one because if I went into this summer, I would have said the priority is a left winger because that's gone on for far too long. I would also say it's central midfield. We don't have Rashford problems. Obviously, it took a while for us to see Lewis Skelly reintegrated. Zubi fell off a cliff in the second half of the season. I've always believed we're one midfielder short there, right? So you could say those two are the priorities. But now with Saliba's stuff, could you say centre half is a priority? Because that's been our cornerstone. That's been our foundation. Obviously, we've scored goals to win games and win the league, but we're known as a defensive side. And when you look at the spine of our side, it's a bit mad. Saliba's back is given out, but he's also had ankle knocks. Rice has had hamstrings, illnesses, flipping. He's got back issues. Where Bukayo Saka's concerned, hip, hamstring, there's an ACL or whatever it was. Like, they're nursing multiple knocks, and there's probably others. But yeah, man, we know what we need to do. But as I said, what would be the priority for you lot with that? I don't really care for this Julian Alvarez stuff, people. And I did cover this in another video. But in case you've been living under a rock, their CEO, Atletico Madrid CEO, has said Julian has been poorly advised since the season ended. And that, in a way, is what makes me believe that his performances and his attitude will remain exactly as they've always been. Those of a very good player, a very good person, and a true professional. The truth is that we know Julian. We've worked with him over these past 2 seasons, and we have absolutely no doubts about his character or professionalism. I think both the player and the fans have it very easy. Everything depends on the player's attitude and, of course, his performances. In the end, Atletico Madrid knows exactly what it wants. It wants committed players and players who deliver on the pitch. That's why I believe every Atletico Madrid fan's dream, mine included, is to see Julian scoring goals for Atletico Madrid and winning trophies with Atletico Madrid. And I believe exactly that's what's going to happen. So there's a bit of hardball and, flexing of the muscles with the Barcelona counterparts, the Atletico Madrid counterparts. I did cover all of this in a video before. All of them are putting their chips on the table and playing their best poker faces, people. Gabriel Jesus could be on the move. Apparently, Arsenal reduced asking price to 20 million. Still not enough. Wasn't we told that was the case anyways? Arsenal may have to lower expectations if they want to move Gabriel Jesus on this summer. The Brazilian's future has been one of the most persistent stories surrounding the Gunners in recent weeks. AC Milan, Juventus, and Atletico Madrid have all been linked with the striker. Meanwhile, Gabriel Jesus himself has repeatedly spoken about his long-term dream of returning to his former club, Palmeiras. Surely he's got more to give in the European game. How many times have I sat here and I told you, lot, yeah, but he needs to go Italy. I see some scrubby players, some players that are past it, had injuries. They go Italy and they score goals. It's a fantastic country. Obviously, I'm sure he grew up idolizing R9. You're not quite going to be that, but you go AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus, whatever have you. Whether they've got, I very much doubt they've got the financial capacity, the Italian clubs, to get this done. I don't know. Burton knows more than me, but when I saw the initial rumors, people, of 20 million for Gabriel Jesus, obviously I'd take that if we could get that, but I found it hard to believe. Gabriel Jesus is a good player, but when you look at the Gabriel Jesus of today, the first thing, he's got a year left on his contract, right? So in about 6 months or less, you could, if you wanted to buy him from abroad, you could get him for free for next season. He's had 2 big injuries. And unfortunately, someone like Gabriel Jesus, when you've had 2 big injuries and you've not really played football, if you go and play for another team and you're playing 20, 30 games, you are going to break down. He's not going to get the wages he does at Arsenal, but he's going to get something significant. Would you, with everything I've said there, would you be trying to pay 20 million, give him competitive wages and all of that for which you haven't seen extended fitness? I don't know. I don't believe the Atletico Madrid rumors, but for what it's worth, if he is and Alvarez don't go Barca, there's some things that could happen. Apparently, Milan trying to push Arsenal's price down. According to Nicola, Arsenal have set an asking price of 23 million euros, which equates to 20 million pounds for Jesus. The player has just 1 year remaining on his contract. That figure is lower than the 30 million euros in brackets 26 million pounds valuation reported elsewhere in Brazil. However, it remains enough for Milan to try negotiating. Anyone going to throw them? I know one of you is thinking, oh, Rafael. Nicola says the Rossoneri are currently the strongest contenders for Gabriel Jesus, who has been linked with Fenerbahce and Turkish clubs this week. They're attempting to reach an agreement with Arsenal for a fee below the club's valuation. Listen, in Berta we trust, but you see me? Oh, he's on X again. No one put a gun to the club's heads and forced them to give Gabriel Jesus that deal, innit? And Gabriel Jesus might think, you know what, me fit. I want to stay. I think I can play, run down my contract. A year from now, I might get more attractive offers. But you see me, people, just take what you can get, man. It's like with Reece Nelson. Just take what you can get. Between Reece Nelson and Gabriel Jesus, that is just over 300 grand a week that we could save, reinvest, and do other things with people. And not to mention, we need to move on Fabio Vieira. There's been no Hamburger, Nottingham Forest links with him, people. So who knows, people? So yeah, AC Milan are trying to bargain it down. Juventus and Atletico Madrid are also said to have made inquiries. We have covered their interest a few times. However, neither club has progressed to a formal offer at this stage. The report, apologies, also claims Arsenal are not actively looking to sell the striker, despite putting a price on a potential deal. I very much doubt that we're not actively trying to sell him. It's probably maybe we ain't got around to it, man. We could be owed some money owing to Brook Norton Coffey, who's doing quite well in the Italian league. Apparently, Everton are increasingly becoming the favourites to sign him. Fulham and Brentford are in the mix. We're expected to get a cut of what is expected to be a 20 million euros deal. So we probably have a sell-on clause inserted within his contract. We did see this earlier, but Team Talk understands Arsenal are now preparing for the possibility that William Saliba could require surgery on a back injury, a procedure that could sideline him for the remainder of the calendar year, forcing the club to reassess their defensive strategy this summer. Arsenal entered the summer looking to sign a new right back, ideally a versatile option who could compete with or potentially replace Benjamin White. Arsenal are now increasingly inclined to keep White while also signing another defender. Shift happens, people, and such is life. And apparently, despite Trossard going and all of those things, Arsenal have not yet ruled out selling Gabriel Martinelli this summer.
I think